What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we finally got ourselves a driller rig, or a miner ship, or something to that effect. And I'm just now realizing, I don't know why, I painted everything the same color, but the cockpit is coming out a different tone, which is really kind of odd. Now that I think about it. I don't remember. Is it Shift P? Yeah. Or no, actually I should grab it off of this one, huh? Yeah, see, that's saying it's the same color. That's really weird. And it's using the rust. That's really odd. It came out like a lot redder, whatever, or pinker. Anyway, I digress. So we're kind of waiting on the sunlight a little bit, and it got me thinking that I really need to get a better power source going for the turtle rover, because at least at the moment, like, I don't think the rover is going to be our permanent base. We only have a basic refinery and assembler and stuff going on. But for now, it's what we need at the moment. But our turtle miner is getting very little power, and this doesn't have much power left to give. Now, granted, during the day, it's not too bad because we've got the solar panels, but I'm kind of wanting to figure out how to do a wind turbine, and I tried last episode to do one off of the leg of, or the wheel well, of the turtle rover, and it didn't work because you have to be on a station. So, I've got this connector thing set up here, which ties into the conveyor, though now that I think about it, I don't actually know if you're just looking for power and not offloading materials, I don't know that you need a connector to actually connect to it. And yes, I realize I've got a connector over here, which is fine, but the problem with this is that I want the driller to be able to use the wind turbine as well. So I needed a secondary connection point, though this is probably not permanent. I highly doubt it, anyway. So I should have made everything that I need for this one, and I'm making the stuff that I need for another one to connect to a base. Now, the one issue is going to be level, like getting the ports to line up. And that's something I'll probably just make a save before I do anything. Actually, we could do it over here. This area that I'm standing on looks a little more level. Maybe. I'll tell you what, we're gonna do like right around here, I think. I need steel plates. But yeah, I think we're gonna do right around there. So I'm gonna build a wind turbine, I think. And yeah, because this looks like it's at an angle, but that little plateau there doesn't look like it's as bad. Or actually, why can't I get it to zoom out further? It's actually up the hill a little bit isn't that bad right there, if I could get it to stop zooming in. So we might just pull the rover up a little bit, and that might be flat enough. So how's our assembler doing? It looks like it's done. Good. And I added them to the hotbar as well, so I can just turn them all on and off at a whim type of thing, because I've been trying to power manage a little bit better. I picked up a couple of little drop pod things, and we've got some space credits going on as well, which is cool. I'm just going to grab all of that, actually, because I think that's everything I need for the two. I'm going to grab some extra steel for the base. That should cover the two connectors. This should cover the wind turbine when I'm ready to do that. So let's run over here real quick. And of course, it's about the time, like by the time I've got this all set up now, the sun's going to come out. But whatever, it'll help in the long run anyway. Yeah, see, that's at an angle, but this area is a little flatter. So we're going to try, say, something. Oh, I've got the rust on. Let's try a different one. I haven't played around with some of these as much. Let's try... It doesn't... Actually, I'm just going to turn it off. It doesn't really matter because I'm not going to finish these. I'm just going to make a small platform area here. I mean, that should be good enough. How do I want this to sit? That's the only other thing. I gotta... Actually, I've done this wrong. Ugh. So, in case you hadn't figured out what I was saying about doing it wrong, what I need to do is make sure that the rover can actually come up and have enough room to connect with it. So it needs to be kind of angled so it can drive up the hill and park. So I'm just gonna do like a 3x3, just something simple. And then we'll put one of these here. Where's my connector? I'm actually gonna put it up one higher. My reasoning for that is I can raise the turtle rover if I need to, but if I need it to go lower, that will be more difficult. And I know everybody said, what was this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, let's do 20, that's fine. I know everybody said 13 to 15 is fine for the windmill or wind turbine thing. I am forever and always going to end up calling this thing a windmill, by the way. But I wanted to go a little bit higher. I was thinking it didn't work last time, but that was because it was on the rover, which is a ship, not a grid. So it should matter either way, but a little bit extra never hurt to raise it up a little bit more. We'll just make it that much clearer. So yeah, I'm going to get this going, get this plugged in, and get some other stuff in the works and let that start charging. And yeah, then we'll go from there, and hopefully once the day starts between the solar panels and the wind turbine, both of our ships should be charged relatively quickly. Alrighty, so morning is starting to show up, and our solar panels are starting to get a little bit of a charge. This one's actually got 2, this one's got 1. Probably because of the shadow. That's kind of ironic. I put it right in the solar path. That's kind of funny. Did not think of that. But it's okay, because as soon as it crests up and stuff, it should be okay. I have the turtle rover batteries turned off because I want all of the power going to the miner for the moment, because I'm not planning on moving the rover anytime soon. But I do want to use the miner today. So, yeah, I've kind of dumped all of the power towards that. Now, I could have turned... Actually, now that I think about it, I could have turned the batteries on the rover to discharge instead of auto. And drained what they have. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. Because everything's pretty much running on... these guys at the moment, I mean the windmill at the moment, because I'm not really doing anything, right? I'm just letting everything charge. So maybe we can get a little bit more out of that fully depleted. Why is that outputting so low? That's weird. Let's set this mode to recharge and just see what happens. There we go. That's better. Okay, so that's recharging. This is draining. All these are draining. Cool. That's what I should have been doing for a minute already. Okay. Well, that makes things easier. So the idea is I want to test out the driller today and see how it goes. Now, once this is fully charged, I'm going to set these back to auto and turn them all back on so that the rover can start charging, because, I mean, charge is charge, that if we have 50% left on this battery when we're done transporting ore or something like that, you know, we can always drain that one and put it in the... It's like charge doesn't go unused, right? And we could obviously, since all you really need is iron, really, for the windmills, I could actually do more than one. I probably will, actually. Now that I think about it, let's try something real quick. Since we're kind of waiting for that to charge, let's grab the wind turbine. I keep calling it a windmill. That's, like I said, I'm just going to end up doing that forever. Where'd it go? Is it under solar panels? Yeah. So let's grab like 4 of them. And let's see what our production queue looks like and if we have the materials. Add components from build planner. Why aren't you adding components to the build planner? Maybe because it's not on? That's odd. Deposit all ores. I know I'm hitting the right button. It's in assembly mode. Let's just turn it on. Maybe that's the linchpin there. That's weird. Okay. I never had to do that before. So, yeah, we've got plenty of stuff to make 4 more windmills. Wind turbines, whatever. So I'm going to do that. Because that'll just make the... I'm really gravitating towards wind power because of just how useful it is, right? That solar panels, you're relying on the sun, which, when you get out in space, is kind of the renewable space source, because you have plenty of sunlight. And actually, in space, where the sun doesn't move, you could just kind of park your ship and just let it charge. Infinite charge. On a planet where the planet rotates, though, wind power is kind of becoming my new favorite thing, because there's no time frame when it's not getting charged. It's just always there. So it's kind of a... I mean, grant you, it wouldn't work that way in real life. But in the game, it's really useful. Because... what are we actually at with the wind turbine? Max output is 36... or 360 kilowatts. Now it says current output 0. That's weird. Max output, current output. That's odd. Why would it be saying that it's not getting any charge? Current input is 4 megawatts. Now obviously that's coming from the batteries on the rover. But their current output is 1, 1, and 1.4. So... roughly 2.8 for 2 of them, and what, 3.3 or no 3. Yeah, 3.3, 3.2, somewhere in there. So I am getting power from the turbine if its current is 4, because that's got to be a 0.7 difference, something like that. Rough math, just ballparking it. So I don't understand this. This is not making sense to me. It could be combined with use, maybe. I don't get that. I don't know why it's saying 0. Anyway, so while we let this charge, I'm going to wait on the assembler to finish everything, finish all the parts, and in the meantime, let me go ahead and grab some steel, and in the meantime, I'm going to start building out. Now, I've heard, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I've heard 5 blocks apart. So I'm going to basically go 6 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one is where we'll do another one. That's kind of the system that I'm going to work with. Now, I don't know if I could build them lower, if I could go off of this. I don't know if I could come out this way, if this windmill is going to interfere with one if I put out here. That's something you guys can let me know in the comments. Again, I haven't played since they introduced windmills, wind turbines, whatever. I did put 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So there's that, basically, that I don't really know everything about them. And information's a little spotty because, you know, the Keen hasn't updated the weight. Wow, that's weird looking. It looks like I tried to make a cross. Alright. So, for the moment, I'm going to place a block there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And that'll be kind of my placeholders. Oops. That was a wasted piece of metal, apparently. Alright. That's pretty sturdy, not gonna lie. This almost looks like a road, now that I look at it. Oh, I've also upgraded all of my tools to the tier 1 efficiencies. Now, I know I believe that's part of why you need the main refinery, like the full refineries, and not just the basic ones, is because I think that's how you get access to the higher tier stuff. But I'm not too worried about that at the moment. I want to get a stable infrastructure where we can mine a lot and get a lot of materials going so that building will be easier. Also, let me know what you guys think about this. I'm eyeballing this mountain right here as my new base, like the permanent base. That one we put out there, wherever it went. I don't see the GPS marker for it anymore, but okay. But that one we had temporarily to start off with, that was kind of get us started. The rovers to keep us mobile so we could find a place but keep building along the way. Now we have a driller. I'm thinking this is gonna be the permanent one. Now obviously we're gonna have to make our way over there because, you know, I can't fly the driller ship all the way over there, mine, and then all the way back. I'd be using a lot of power that isn't really necessary. Speaking of, let's get these other windmills going. Alrighty, so we have fully charged the driller, which is really cool. We've got our 5 windmills going. Now I did notice one thing, just kind of my number crunching here, that if you look at, so the way I did this, let me explain that first. I also put these little platforms around it so that I could walk up here and not use my jetpack all the time. So basically this is 0 or 1, and then 2, 3 on the end, and 4 and 5. That's how I basically built them in that order, and thus that's the way they're named. Now if you look at these, 1 is 359, 360, right? 2, 3 is 361, 4 is back to 359, and 5 is 361. Now the interesting part to this is that 3 and 5 are the 2 that are on the end, and they have like 2 points difference. Not that it's a big deal, but I am wondering if I space them further apart, would that make a difference, or is that just because something's in its way from the direction of the air current or whatever? But still, pretty interesting. Now the solar panels, what are the solar panels doing? So they're currently, the max one's about 40, and it's got, okay, both of them are about, that one's at 2, so 40 is, let's say, half, let's say 50 is half, so they do about 100, give or take, at full tilt. I'm imagining, I'm guessing, that's just a guess. So these actually put out a lot more then, if they're spaced correctly, so that's pretty cool. But I have the battery turned off for the miner, because I have it set back to auto, and it's fully charged, and it'll go back and forth and drain the battery again. And these 3 are set to auto. Actually, I should probably set all of them to just recharge for now. I think that, well, there's no strain on them, so at the moment I don't think it's doing anything. But still, 4 hours for all 3 batteries to be fully charged. That's pretty good. So with that, let's go ahead and take our driller for a spin. Now, the only question is, where do we take it for a spin? Originally, I was thinking of poking a hole in that mountain right there. But I'm almost wondering, for the sake of convenience, to just drop down here in this little ravine and just poke a hole there just to give it a test run through and see how efficient it is and how long we can fly it and how much ore we can get, yada yada yada. Also, we seem to have found some pretty decent amounts of ore in here, so that's good. We found the cobalt and nickel and all that. One thing is, I want to make sure... Okay, let's go ahead and set the ore detector to on. Now there's iron right beneath us at 25 meters, so that would be useful to take a whack at. I'm going to go ahead and turn the thrusters on, because I really want to minimize the time between turning the battery on and disconnecting the connector. Actually, in fact, let me go ahead and grab... That's rover, that's rover. Did I not name the connector? Turtle miner. What is that? Oh, that's the base. Okay. Turtle miner. And let's do switch lock. Okay, so that way we can just kind of hit 1 and 3, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and make a quick save before we do this, because I really don't want to wreck anything, and then we'll give the turtle miner a test. Okay, so everything's all saved up. Let's turn the battery on, unlock this. We'll go ahead and... actually, we'll leave that on. So we've got about 20 minutes of flight time. I don't know why I'm overloading, though. That's not pleasant. It's not helpful. Maybe it was... yeah, every once in a while it hits overload, and I don't really know why. So the ore detector said it was... oh, there's the iron. Wow, it's like way down there. Alright, let's try right about here. Let's just try about here, because we can use stone, too. Let's just make sure that it punches a hole where we want it. And, oh, one thing that I want to turn on, I always forget to do this, is I think I can do it on these. Maybe not. It doesn't... oh, it was only pistons that let me do it. Okay. I was going to turn on the share inertia thing, but it looks like I can't do that with this kind of ship, so... oh well. Alright, so I think I really want to test and make sure that I can bore a hole and that the whole ship will fit. That's the big... like the connector, the thrusters, all that. That's the biggest thing I want to make sure that this ship can handle. Why am I overloading? Oh, the work of the thrusters because it's fully loaded. Crap, I didn't think about that. Alright, well that's going to be a problem. I can't fly. I'm too overloaded. Where are we at inventory-wise? So the cockpit's full. The medium cargo container is full. The connector is full. And the drills are kind of full. Okay. That's bad. This is why I save things before I do them. So let me reload this before it autosaves. Oh boy, speaking of autosave, it did it while we were flying. That sucks. Okay, so... I see that it's picking up different. And then it jumps down there. Whatever. It's weird. Let's go for this instead. So what I'm going to try this time is to see if I can figure out at what point, what weight level does it start to max out, kind of thing. Where are we at? Let's go a little further. Okay, so right about 40, 45-ish. Can we go to 50? No, we're not going to make it to 50. Okay. So I can still fly at 46,000 kilograms, which seems like a lot compared to what we've been pulling in lately. And even doing that, I'm kind of having to fly one direction at a time, and I'm kind of having to coast it into, like when I push forward, it starts to drop a little bit, and I think that's because it can't keep up. Like, I've got more vertical thrusters than anything, so it's able to handle it. But if I go any other direction, it starts losing it a little bit. Alright, why can I not line you up? Good grief. And snap. Okay, we'll turn that off. Go ahead and turn the battery off for now. Actually, we'll turn it on. We'll leave it on. And let's go ahead. Where's my cargo containers? Turtle rover. That's the connector. Wait, where's cargo 1? That's weird. Container 2, 3, 4. Where's... oh, there it is. Wire down there? Who knows? Alright, and where's my drills and everything? Okay, so we didn't end up filling up the drills. We did fill up the container, and we filled up... wait, rover connector. Is it overflowing? Why is there... oh, no, it's in the connector trying to dump it all. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. And that's that. So I think we got all of the stones. We got about 25,000 stone off of that one little burst. Now, unfortunately, the weight's going to be an issue because I don't have... I think it's power. I don't think it's thrusters. I think it's power, that I don't have enough power off of that one battery. So what I'm thinking I'm going to end up doing is removing... Let's see if I can show you guys. I'm thinking what I'll end up doing is removing these 3 thrusters and placing another battery on the back, and maybe doing 3 more thrusters on the back, like basically mirroring how this is set up, maybe a few on the top. I don't really need a lot of lateral, though. I may put more along the side of the cargo container, or I mean of the battery. And I think that might help. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think we're going to wrap things up here for today, but do let me know what you think about that idea for fixing it. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I've probably already made another episode on it, so I apologize for that if you gave me a good idea that I didn't use. But if you're watching this on Patreon or something, then do feel free to let me know what you think of that idea, because I'm thinking that's what I'm going to go with. We're pretty good on power at the moment, so for charging I'm not too worried about it. But I'm thinking we'll add another battery and some more vertical thrusters, and hopefully that will compensate for the weight, because we can still store a lot more of the ore in the drills and whatnot. I'm not too worried about capacity, because some people probably go, well, add another container too while you're at it and make it a little bigger. But for now, I'm happy with the amount of ore we're getting. That was a lot. We got 25,000, and I didn't even fill up all the drills or anything. That was not at max load. And when I go by hand with my hand drill, I'm pulling in like 4 to 5, I think. So that's definitely much faster. It took us all of like 2 minutes or something. But with that, I'm going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.